Take a deep breath and settle into your comfy chair. Welcome to the Healers Collective, the podcast that will alchemize your health and ignite an expansion within your soul. I'm Caroline Nixon, and with my over 25 years of experience in all things holistic, as well as being a psychic, a healer, and a medical intuitive, I will guide you deeper into your energetics, your body, and your soul, supporting you along your path to be the best healer, psychic, energy worker that you can be, knowing and trusting that your body is fully supporting you. Together, we will be navigating all things energy, vibration, frequency, mindset, soul, body, spiritual practices, and more as we move through this thing called life. So grab a cup of something hot and let's get to it. Hello. Welcome to episode 5. This episode is going to walk you through something that is really powerful. And it is something that is going to help you be the most powerful energy reader, psychic healer that you can be. Okay, it's one of the big things that really helped me to be really good at what I do. And it is not something that I see a lot that's taught. So let's get into it. And this is a daily practice, by the way. Okay, so it's just something to fold into your day. And I do this for myself when I'm looking at my own energetics, because as a healer, it's important for me to look at my own energetics. I don't want my stuff, my junk, my issues, because we all have them. We all have our, weak spots that we work on physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. I don't want any of my stuff, my hang-ups, something that I'm going through, emotionally in my life or whatever, to come into any of my healing sessions, because then I am not giving my client the cleanest, clearest reading healing work that I am able to do. Okay? So before you go into a session, or before you even look at your own energy, read energetics, before you channel, this is what I highly recommend, okay? And it is a 9-step process, but they go really quick, okay? It's not horrible. I'm kind of funny. I like to number things, and I like to make things simple. Okay, so the first thing is brain dump. What is brain dump? Brain dumping is when you are literally, usually I'm sitting, but you can do it standing, it doesn't matter. And I am just getting anything and everything out of my head. I got to cook dinner tonight. I don't want to do this. Good, bad, ugly, ideas, inspiration, anything I'm annoyed about, anything that's on my head, on my mind, on my heart, I get it out. You can do this either by writing it, you can type it, or you can voice record it. I used to be a huge fan of typing my brain dump. And I still am sometimes. In fact, I keep a document on my computer, and it's just labeled brain dump. And I literally will type, get it all out. It's usually a paragraph or so, and then I'll delete it, because I don't want to keep that. That's not worthy of keeping on your shelf in a journal. Okay? Or I will voice record and then just delete it, because it's telling the universe it's out, I'm done. Okay, so that's number 1. Then you want to check your energy. You want to check your energetics. This is where you can check your chakras. You can check the energy flow in your body. You can check your energy bodies outside of your physical body. You can look at your aura. You can see if any spots are lighting up for you to look at, and do any healing work that's required of you. So again, this is something that's a really great practice to do first thing in the morning before your day, okay, before you have clients or whatever. But even on the weekends, You do this. The more you do this, the deeper and the better of an energy reader you are, the faster this is. It used to take me a lot longer. Now I can do it very quickly. And if you're like, well, I don't see energy, then ask to be shown. Show me what I need to look at today within my energetics. Show me what I need to do. Feel into it, look into it, hear, see, know, however you receive your psychic guidance. Okay, so do that. Then ground yourself. Okay, so many spiritual folks are just floating in the ethers. Let's ground ourselves. Your soul in a body, having a human experience on this planet. It is all very good to be grounded. Okay, however you like to do it. Some people like to go outside. That's a beautiful way to ground. If you don't have time, or it's too cold, or you don't want to go outside, drop a grounding cord or bring energy up. The important thing is to see how your body wants to ground. Some days my body wants to send energy down into the ground. Some days my body wants to receive energy from Mother Earth, okay? It is not always the same. This is why it's important to read your energetics to see what your body needs. It changes, it shifts. So do that. Make sure that you're grounded. And one thing that can be really helpful is to take deep, slow breaths. Bring your body, bring your mind, bring your focus into this now moment. That's also very grounding, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, all right? The fourth thing is, before you are channeling for someone or reading energy of someone, you want to make sure that you have a very clear intention about what this is for. Are you just going in willy-nilly to see what happens, or do you have a very specific intention that you want to uncover? So that could be like you have a sore throat, or you've got, I don't know, a heart issue. Your intention would be to go and see, what is causing or contributing to this heart issue. What do I need to know? What do I need to understand? And being very clear about your intention. Otherwise, you might get all kinds of information and it'll be kind of vague, right? We want to be really clear in our intention, okay? And then you want to, and actually you can do this before, it doesn't matter. 4 and 5 are interchangeable, okay? You can do it whenever you want. But I want you to see, sense, feel, intend, imagine that you are taking your human ego, your thoughts, your opinions, your beliefs, your prior experiences, your prior knowledge, so all that book smarts, okay, everything you've studied, everything you know, you want to put all of that in a box, okay? And then you want to put the lid on the box. And then if you really have a monkey mind, you're going to want to lock the box so that none of your stuff, none of your hangups, none of your, oh, they have a low back pain, so my knowledge tells me it means XYZ. None of that is going to get in the way of reading energetically cleanly for the person, because you're not going to do anybody a favor if you're just pulling from your own experiences. Now, people give me pushback on this a little bit, and I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but this is very important. Otherwise, you might be putting all of your stuff and your hangups onto your client, and it wasn't theirs at all. You were just not reading the energy correctly because you were letting your mind be activated. This is a skill. This is like building muscle. You have to do this repeatedly. In fact, I would say before each client that you see, or even working on yourself, okay? Because a lot of healers and psychics find it hard to work on their own self, and that's because of all their stories and they're emotionally invested in all the thoughts and beliefs. You can work on yourself. You can absolutely do that, but you have to do this step and get your human out of the way. Mine was so bad that I would put mine in and I still do this practice because it's that important. I put mine in a file cabinet and I locked the file cabinet because I don't want any of my prior stuff to get, it'll limit you. it'll limit you, it'll get in the way, and you won't have a clean read. So if you don't do anything else, do step number 5. Step number 5 is great. Okay. The other thing, so step 6. Now, you don't always need to do this, but if you find that your clients drain you and you are you're tired after your sessions, there's a couple of things. One, you might need to do some healing work to expand your energy so you can hold more light and be grounded. 2, you might not be doing your energy healing, and so your energy is just low. The other thing is you might be seeping your energy into your clients and getting all up in their energy. I don't want to be all up in my clients' energy. I want to be away from them, not in their energy. Okay? I want to be able to see clearly and move the energy that I need to move clearly without getting my energy enmeshed. This is kind of, I think it's a fairly old practice that psychics and healers of days gone by used to do this. Like shamans would take on the gunk and run it through their body, and they would get sick. You don't have to do that anymore. I mean, if you want to, go ahead, but it will limit you in how many sessions you can do. And these are the people that are, say that they're super empathic and they can't even go to a Walmart because they are just so overwhelmed with other people's energy. That is a good sign that you need to work on your own energetics so that you don't take on, like a psychic sponge, everybody's energy. That can be worked on. That's not like something that you have to live with if you don't want to. I find some people who, and this might trigger you, but I find some empaths, it's like almost a badge of honor to say, I'm so sensitive, I can't go anywhere. Okay. If that's your belief, then that will be your experience because you're a powerful creator. I don't believe that, so that is not my experience. I am more powerful than the people that are going to Walmart with their energy. That's just me, but you do you. So one thing you can do, though, if you're like, yeah, but I'm really sensitive to other people's energy, that's fine, okay? What you can do is you can actually, if you know how to truly connect with energetics and work with energetics, and this will be another episode for another day, because a lot of people think that they do, but they might not be fully tapped into the energy, so they aren't actually moving energy. But if this is you and you are like, yes, I work with energy, I know how to manipulate energy, yes, then and you find that you're picking up your clients, you're kind of getting enmeshed a little bit and you don't want to, okay, is you can put up a grid. You can put a grid around yourself to really stabilize your energy, structure your energy, and or, because you can do both, you can put a grid around your client so that their energy is just really like secure and safe. And I'm not going to, this isn't a how-to, okay? But just know that grids can look a million different ways. You can do grids a lot of different ways. I ask to be shown. So again, my opinions and beliefs and prior knowledge aren't coming in. And I'm truly putting a grid that's going to be really supportive, and it might look different for each person that I work with. And because I'm clear channel, I am able to see what would be best for that client at that time, or myself at that time, okay? And then number 7 is do your healing work, whatever that is, whatever your modality is, whatever you're doing with the client, including yourself if you're working on your own energetics. Do the work. Have your session, boom, bada boom, working your magic, okay? And then session is done. This is number 8, you want to check your energetics. After you say bye on Zoom, see you later, click, off record, you're done. Check your energetics. Make sure that you haven't taken on any of your clients' energies. It can be very challenging sometimes when your clients are going through something really heavy and they're here and you're helping them and it's heavy, and your human can feel sorry for them. Your human can empathize and have compassion, but you just want to make sure that you're not taking that energy on, because then you feel like junk and your client's like, I feel great. And you're like, yeah, because I just took on all your stuff. So we want to make sure that we have, you're holding space without taking on their stuff, because it's not for you to take on. Okay. People, we are each powerful creators. And I believe that whatever we've created and experienced in our lives, we are so powerful that we can uncreate it and change it and heal it and release it and up level it. So you don't want to take your client's power away by taking on their stuff for them. I touched on this in the last episode, but it's really important. So you want to make sure that you're cleaning your energy, because if you get out of a session again and you're like, oh man, I've got a headache, I am tired, I feel spaced out, that is your sign that you have either given too much of your own energy, which you're not supposed to be doing, okay? Not supposed to be doing that. Or you've taken on your client's energy. So you just want to make sure that you're clean. And then reground. Number 9, reground yourself. I have done this forever before I even knew about all of these fancy terms, grounded and all that stuff. Way back in the day, I would get off a call or out of a massage, I used to do massage or hypnosis or anything, and I instinctively would go wash my hands. Always. I don't know why. I didn't know why. I just did. And now I know why. It's a part of me, like releasing any residual energy. And, some people will they'll sage or go outside or eat something. Any of that stuff is fine. I don't typically use sage a lot, because sage is actually not as clearing as it is inviting energies in, but you can use Palo Santo if you want, if you have time. You do whatever you need to do to reground yourself, get something to eat, put your feet on the earth, take some breaths, and then go about your day, go into your next session. Now, I've broken it down and it feels like it's a lot, like boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh, that's so much. But it really becomes like part of who you are, part of your process. It becomes very quick the more you do it. So that is really this alone. And I might have missed some things, but these are the big ones. These are the big ones that I have found. And hey, if you've got something that you do and you want to share, reach out and let me know. These things will help you really be able to work with your energetics a lot more powerfully, but also help your clients a lot more powerfully, because your stuff is not going to get in the way of their experience. And you can just be there, be curious, follow the energy, listen to your guides if you work with guides, and it'll really almost pinpoint your healing work, because there won't be anything to wade through. You won't be thinking like, oh, wow, they've got a heart issue and they're inner child and I have inner child stuff. And you won't be second guessing yourself, because you have already taken care of your human's needs. You can even ask your human, what do you need before this session? Because we're going in a box. So however you want to do that, but it's going to clean up the energy in your sessions, which means that the sessions will be more powerful for your client, which is amazing, right? Because at the end of the day, we just want our clients to feel better, to heal, to move on with their life, right? We want to make an impact. We want to help people. I want my business, my legacy to be that I created this impact, that people know that they are powerful creators, that they can heal anything that they choose to heal, as long as they're willing to do the inner work that is needed. So I'm going to leave you with this. Let me know which one of these is the thing you're going to do. If you don't do anything, definitely do number 5. Definitely do number 5. You're going to be astonished at how much clearer your channeling becomes by doing number 5. Okay? I will see you on the next episode. Be sure to like and subscribe. Give me a review, please. Share this with anyone you think would be interested, and I will see you on the next podcast episode.